Okay, you do not want to know what's underneath this hat right now. Okay, hey, I just got back from a dog walk. And so, yes, I was keeping my head nice and warm as I need to do, and also covering up the hot mess of hair. So, anyway, yeah, whatever. So, hi, everybody. So, we're going to be talking about a particular question that's been coming up recently from parents. And basically, the question is, how do I encourage exercise for my kids without making it about weight? All right. So, hi, I am Wendy, Dr. Wendy Schofer, pediatrician and founder of Family in Focus, where I help parents shift the focus from weight and food to creating healthy relationships that the whole family can share at every age and every weight. Exercise has gotten a very bad rap. I mean, it's basically just turned movement into a chore. So, if you look up a definition of exercise, it's defined as activity requiring physical effort carried out to sustain or improve health and fitness. Sounds painful just hearing the definition. It requires physical effort of me, of my kids, and it's about health and fitness, things that you don't see the real impact of in the day to day. Like, why would I do that if I'm like, whatever, it's a long term type of thing? That's really hard to get motivation, to really get buy in for that. And exercise has been co opted by the health and fitness industries to be able to tell you that there's just one more thing that you need to add to your day: fun. Think about it though. So, back in the day, let's say this that way. Back in my day, okay, our grandparents and great grandparents in particular, they didn't have to worry about exercise. It was just called life. Yes, they will tell us all about how they walked 2 miles uphill both ways through snow and sleet to get to school and back every single day. They were tending to animals and farms and a bajillion kids. They were constantly moving by design as a part of their lives. We just don't do that anymore. When we started getting all of these, convenience appliances and widespread automobiles and public transit, there was less need for all of these, well, the glorious stories of movement. And that's when exercise came on the scene. And so I'm picturing those ridiculous advertisements. If you've ever seen the pages about the 1950s housewives who were, getting into the hip shaking machines. Oh my God, I'm so not going to do this right here. But it was all bunk, folks, all bunk. And the more focus that there was on the body and weight and, health being defined by the appearance of the body, the more exercise recommendations that came out, marketing of these different contraptions and fitness programs all popping up, trying to get us to morph our bodies. And here we are with our kids in the year 2025, trying to figure out how to encourage exercise without making it about the weight. Okay, well, let's talk about it. Number one, stop making it about exercise. Okay, we've been talking about exercise this whole time, but exercise is movement with an endpoint. And for a lot of folks, those endpoints, getting to a sweat, getting to discomfort, getting to weight change, winning the trophy, bulking up, they just don't work for them. And the more that we push, the more that our kids push back. That's completely normal. So, number two, let's remember what it's really about. It's really about movement. Okay, so I can tell you with every single fiber of my being as a pediatrician, but also as a human, bodies need movement. Okay. Bodies that don't move regularly don't function optimally. And I'm not talking about, the whole thing where they aren't primed to win the trophy kind of optimization. I'm saying that movement just keeps the pipes working and the systems intact. So systems like, your cardiopulmonary system. So you have cardiorespiratory variability and endurance. Let's translate that into English. You can do what you want to do when you want to do it because your body knows movement and the ability to change and get up and move and do it. Gastrointestinal motility. Okay, let's think about this. Was there a time where maybe you didn't move as much as you normally did and you experienced it? Pediatrics is all about poop talk. You experienced constipation. Yeah. Okay, is it just me? Whatever. It's a thing. It's a thing, and one I don't want to experience again. I need to move regularly to keep all the pipes going. And I'm not just talking about my heart, to keep it all moving along. And I will move along. Another reason. So, musculoskeletal development. So, a lack of movement can prompt bone loss, loss of flexibility and strength. It's truly a use it or lose it kind of situation. And then skin, if I learned from my training way back when, if I had, patients that weren't able to move for an extended period of time, skin breakdown was a significant risk. Well, that's not just for sick patients. That's also for those of us just aren't moving regularly. So we need mobility to keep the body functioning. And the other one that I need to put a big exclamation point on is mental health. Honestly, I think it is stone cold the most important reason for movement and health. Movement is more about using your body, tapping into its intelligence and connection with the world through using the whole body. You get to explore the world and get curious about our experiences in the world through the body. Movement gives you the opportunity to change the scenery, the players, the whole vibe. Like when you start moving, things just kind of change. You change your vibe. It's a key supporter factor and treatment for mental health. Movement is about being. I just say that out loud, just stay with that. Movement is about being. It's not about exercise. So, number 3, there's other perks. And it's kind of building off of that. Movement is truly magical. I mean, how's that for a perk? That's pretty amazing. You get some magic here. But movement changes state. Our physiology changes. So, your heart starts beating a little bit more. You're getting a little bit more limberness in in your extremities. Things are kind of getting loose. You're changing your physiology. Your mood changes with movement. Your outlook changes. And movement is very often a super highway for oh my God, I'm going to say this wrong, for creative juices to start flowing, as well as for focus. I used movement today. I use this every single day as my stimulation for creativity. I let go of what's right in front of me and I just go out and wander with my dogs because they remind me that it's always a great time for a walk. Okay. But I start wandering and I get to tap into different parts of my intelligence, my body, my creativity, letting go of what's right here and just welcoming what's out there. My movement is often outdoors. So it's stimulating creativity, brainstorming, and focus. I recommend that you check out John Ratey's works. Ratey is Ratey, including the book called Spark. Now, he's talking about how exercise, and don't get too hung up on the word exercise, again, movement, really supports focus and well being. And, really, we see so much evidence of this. Let's use it to our benefit. Movement supports the whole body, the whole person, the whole being. So, number 4, we start with what movement is and finally land on what it isn't. It isn't about weight. Weight is just an endpoint, a result of a whole slew of factors in our lives, from genetics to environment to muscle and fat mass to metabolism and so much more. Even if we were going to make a case of how exercise supports weight, we have to acknowledge a few things. We can't dial in a weight. You can't select this weight as your goal and then make it happen. That's your body's job. It's not your job. And there is a distinction there. Your body does its own thing. You cannot just dial it in. When you move more, you tend to actually increase appetite. You tend to increase muscle mass, both of which can increase weight. That does not mean that there's anything that's wrong. It actually supports why we cannot connect movement and weight goals. And then also looking at focusing on our children's weight overlooks all of the many, many factors that contribute to weight. And it's boiling down their health, their well-being, their role in the world to a number on the scale. Your child is so much more than that. You and I and our children and everyone here is so much more than that number on a scale. So let's encourage movement because, well, like they always say, it truly does a body good. Truly, it does the whole body good, not just some number on the scale, not just trying to focus and try to sculpt and contour. It's not about that. It's about the whole being. Movement supports growth and metabolic health and bone density and strength and mental health and just all of the above. So as you hear that, I encourage you, bring it on. I want to know what this is bringing up for you. What additional questions do you have? What other but what about this situations? Bring it on. Drop me a line, Wendy@wendyschoffermd.com, and let me know. And I also want to know what additional questions you have about raising a healthy family right here, right now, because we're all in this together. So much love to you and your family. I'll see you soon.